Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. Today is Friday, May 5th, 2023. In the Eastern Hemisphere, there may be people that will be experiencing a lunar eclipse today. Here in North America, we won't be experiencing that. We're in the Western Hemisphere. However, if you are in the part of the world where there is being the lunar eclipse today, Dr. Pillai recommends that people stay indoors during an eclipse, not to go out and try to look at it, but to stay indoors and to meditate during that time. So if you are someone that's in that part of the world, that would be the suggestion for how to best use the energy of the lunar eclipse, would be to stay indoors and meditate if possible. We are about to do a live planetary puja right now using the chart of now based on New Mexico, USA, which is where I'm located at the moment. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and AstroVed astrologer, and I'm very happy to be hosting this program Monday through Friday on this channel. Dr. Pillai has said the planets and stars are more than just objects in outer space. There is a divine light being associated with each of them. In doing the puja, we are invoking the blessings of these light beings as we connect with them and inviting their positive blessings to flow into us and also into our world. To do the puja, I'm using the South Indian style layout of the chart. I've drawn the chart in chalk on a little blackboard that's laying flat on a side table here, and that's where I will be doing the puja. Also, to do the puja, I have a little container of water. I have a lit tea light, an incense stick, a bell, a raisin, and also a bowl of fresh flower petals. And some of these flower petals today are from a sunflower, a couple of sunflowers. So I've got little bright orange flower petals today. The sunflower is the state flower of New Mexico. To start the puja, I'm using the water to sprinkle a few drops of water on all four sides of the blackboard chart to symbolically purify the area for the puja. I'm putting a few drops of water on top of my own head, symbolically purifying me, and I'm sending a few drops of water out into space towards all of you, so that whether you're watching this live or later on a replay, everyone is symbolically purified going into the puja. Now we start with invoking Ganesha, the archetype who removes obstacles and also is a patron of astrology. Om Shring Gang, Om Shring Gang, Om Shring Gang. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja, and we ask him to remove obstacles in the lives of all of the participants in the physical, mental, emotional, financial, and spiritual areas of your lives. I ask him to remove obstacles for all of you, now and always. And thank him for his help with this. Now we do a short Tamil chant, asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. We ask all of the planets to be beneficial today towards us and towards our world. We thank Saint Gnanasamundar for teaching this chant, and we are grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Now, we turn our attention to the time elements that are active in my local area. The moment today, the day is Friday, ruled by Venus. I put flower petals on Venus on the blackboard chart. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the star that the moon is in. At the moment, the moon is in the star of Swati. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Now we honor the Tithi, or the moon phase. At the moment in my area, we are in the 15th waxing moon, called Purnima in Sanskrit. This is the full moon. I put the flower petals on top of the moon. Om Purnima Devye Namaha. Om Purnima Devye Namaha. Om Purnima Devye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that's ruling the hour, which in my area right now is Mercury, who also happens to be retrograde and extra strong. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Now we acknowledge the yoga and the karana time elements. Dr. Pillai said for these time elements, we would not use flower petals. We would say their names 3 times each in Sanskrit. The yoga that's active right now is one called Vyatipata, which has energies of adversity. Vyatipata, Vyatipata, Vyatipata. And the karana that's active right now is one called Bhava, which has energies of creativity. Bhava, Bhava, Bhava. Now we turn our attention to the chart of the moment. The ascendant sign, represented here with the letters AC, is in the sign of Taurus or Vrishabha. This is the sign coming up on the eastern horizon in my local area. Dr. Pillai said we would start with honoring the planet that rules the ascendant sign as a gesture to its importance at the moment. Taurus is ruled by Venus, so we invoke Venus and put flower petals on him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we're going to go around the chart in a clockwise direction, honoring each of the signs that have planets in them, and honoring the planets, the stars they're in, the archetypes that rule those stars, the planets that rule those stars, and also the planets that rule the signs. We start with Matuna or Gemini, which today contains Venus and also Mars, 2 planets of passion in the same sign. We start with honoring Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Venus is in a star called Mrgashira, a star that can give blessings towards enlightenment and also blessings of curiosity to help us to be willing to try new things, go new places, have new experiences. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Mrgashira's star is ruled by Soma, a liquefied form of the moon, in which he is a divine nectar, the Amrita of immortality. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Somaye Namaha. Om Somaye Namaha. Om Somaye Namaha. Mrgashira's star is ruled by Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor Mars for being in Gemini. I put more flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Mars is in a star called Purnavasu, a star symbolized as a quiver of arrows and a star that gives energy for freedom. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Purnuvasaye Namaha. Om Purnuvasaye Namaha. Om Purnuvasaye Namaha. Purnavasu's star is ruled by a goddess called Aditi. She's known as the mother of many of the gods, including our own sun. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Aditye Namaha. Om Aditye Namaha. Om Aditye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Purnavasu's star, which is Jupiter. I put flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Gemini, which is Mercury, who is retrograde today. I put flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on, now we honor the, we've honored the planet that rules Gemini. That was Mercury. We pause for a moment and reflect on Matuna, or Gemini, a zodiac sign with a great range of energies, today containing Venus, planet of love and joy, and planet that helps us with material plane comforts and the arts, and Mars, a planet that is both a healer and a protector. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Tula, or Libra, which today contains Ketu and the moon. As you can see, Ketu and the moon and then the sun are all in a kind of a direct line here. So there will be a lunar eclipse for some people in some part of the world, mostly in the Eastern hemisphere, so like places like India, etc. In North America, we will not experience the eclipse. Dr. Pillai has always suggested during an eclipse, whether a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse, to stay indoors and to meditate if possible during that time. It's a good time for inner awareness. We start right now with honoring Ketu for being in Libra. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Now we honor the moon, as Ketu and the moon are both in the same star. So we honor both of them before we invoke the star. I put flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Both Ketu and the moon right now are in a star called Swati, a star symbolized as young shoots of plants blowing in the wind, a star that gives blessings for independence. I put the flower petals across Ketu and the moon. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Vayu, archetype who rules the wind and the air element. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. I put flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a zodiac sign that can give energy for fairness, balance, harmony. Today, containing Ketu, who is sometimes called the saintly planet, and the moon, which is our mind and our emotions. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto, who is retrograde. I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Pluto is in a star called Uttara Ashada, a star that can give long-lasting blessings for success. I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Uttarshadaye Namaha. Om Uttarshadaye Namaha. Om Uttarshadaye Namaha. Uttarshada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, 10 archetypes who each embody a unique, divine, universal principle. We ask for blessings from all 10 of them, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Uttarshada star is ruled by the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a zodiac sign that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities. Today, containing Pluto, a planet that can help with rationality and science. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Kumbha or Aquarius, which today contains Saturn. I put flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Saturn is in a star called Satyabhisha, a star symbolized as an empty circle, a star with the nickname of 100 physicians, as it has so much healing energy. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Satyabhishaye Namaha. Om Satyabhishaye Namaha. Om Satyabhishaye Namaha. Now we honor the archetype that rules Satyabhisha's star, which is Varuna, the archetype who rules the rain and the oceans. Om Varunaye Namaha. Om Varunaye Namaha. Om Varunaye Namaha. Satyabhisha's star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aquarius, which is Saturn. I put more flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kumbha or Aquarius, the most humanitarian and service-oriented of all the zodiac signs, today containing Saturn, a planet that helps with patience and compassion and structure and longevity. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Meena or Pisces, which today contains Neptune. We honor Neptune. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purvabhadrapada. This is a star that can give blessings towards enlightenment, charity, and purification. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Purvabhadrapada's star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, an archetype who can help us to experience deeper levels of stillness and forgiveness. We ask him to help us to be still enough to give forgiveness to those for whom we may have some issue that may have triggered us in some way. We ask for this ability to have forgiveness. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purvabhadrapada's star is ruled by Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is also Jupiter. I put more flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena, or Pisces, the most transcendental and metaphysical of all the zodiac signs, today containing Neptune, a planet that helps with our intuition and also helps us to understand our own inner life. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi sign with the planet in it is Misha, or Aries, which today contains Jupiter and Rahu and Mercury retrograde and the Sun, who is exalted here, and Uranus. We start with honoring Jupiter and Rahu, as both of them are in the same star, so we invoke both of them before we honor the star. We start with Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Next, we honor Rahu for being in Aries. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Both Jupiter and Rahu are in a star called Ashwini, a star that can give blessings for speed and for healing. Om Ashwini Namaha. Om Ashwini Namaha. Om Ashwini Namaha. Ashwini star is ruled by the Ashwini Kumaras, horse-headed twins who have tremendous healing energies and are sometimes called the physicians of the gods. Om Ashwini Kumarasye Namaha. Om Ashwini Kumarasye Namaha. Om Ashwini Kumarasye Namaha. Ashwini star is ruled by Ketu. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Now we're going to honor Mercury retrograde, the Sun, and Uranus before we invoke the star, as all three of them are in the same star. I start with Mercury retrograde. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Next, we honor the Sun, who is exalted or most comfortable and strong in Aries. Om Suryayeha Namaha. Om Suryayeha Namaha. Om Suryayeha Namaha. Now we honor Uranus for being in Aries. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Mercury, the Sun, and Uranus are all in a star called Bharani, a star with a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti, or power. Om Bharani Namaha. Om Bharani Namaha. Om Bharani Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Yama, an archetype of justice. We ask him to help us to be just and merciful towards others, and for there to be justice in our world. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Venus. I put flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aries, which is Mars. I put flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha, or Aries, a fire sign with very active energy, today containing Jupiter, a planet who helps with everything related to spirituality, and also a planet that can help with wealth. And Rahu, a planet that can help us make friends with new technologies. And Mercury, retrograde, a planet that can help with communication, business, and our own sense of humor. And the sun, which is our soul, and a planet so important for our health and our self-esteem. And Uranus, a planet that can help with higher intelligence, success in life, and also astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now, I take a lit tea light and I hold it in the air above the blackboard that has the chart drawn in chalk and the piles of sunflower petals on it today. And in the air, I circle the tea light above the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction, offering the element of light to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked. Now, I take an incense stick to offer the air element and also a sweet fragrance, and I circle this above the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. And now I'm going to ring a bell to offer the element of sound. Now I take a raisin, a small fruit symbolizing the earth element, and I circle this above the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. And later in the day, I will eat that raisin as a piece of prasad or blessed food. Right now, I make prayer hands and I make sincere prayer to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking them to send their positive blessings into the lives of all of us, into the lives of our families, our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, our homes, our workplaces, our schools, our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire world. May everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on this planet have love in their life, now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. I ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I make a bow. You can continue to make your own prayers in silence for a minute, and then we can do short Q&A. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I truly appreciate your participation and your support. Today is Friday, which means Ronnie's going to need the Zoom session freed up right away as she has another program to put on. I have just a few moments to answer a question. If you want to put it in the chat, I'll do my best to try and answer it. And again, thank you for being here. Okay, not seeing any questions in the chat at the moment. So I will go ahead and let us get about our day. Again, if you are how to please Rahu. With Rahu, you can definitely work with Durga, who is the overlord of Rahu. You can use the mantra Om Dum Durgaye Namaha for Durga, especially during the Rahu time or the poison time of the day. Rahu, I've seen and I've been at Planetary Fire Labs just for Rahu. He has some special mantras. The simple mantra for him that I can give you right now is Om Rahave Namaha, the one that we use. And again, I would just simply ask him to help you with the positive things that he can do, which is he can help us to be open to new ideas, to think outside the box, and he can help us with making friends with new technologies. And if you have opportunity while you're working with Rahu to get trained in a new technology, take advantage of that. That's a blessing. So that's what I can tell you in a very simple term. But if you need help with controlling his his negative side, I would say work with Durga, the goddess who is his overlord. Okay, well, good question. Again, if you are in a place where the lunar eclipse is happening today, Dr. Pillai suggests to stay inside during any eclipse and to meditate, if possible, during that time. Again, we appreciate it when you like the video and when you subscribe to the channel, as it does help the channel to grow. Namaste, the light in me truly honors the light in all of you. May light encompass all. See you again next week.